What's new and exciting, guys? Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines on Nick.tv. Today, I'm doing a city fix episode on Pembrowler. City's not that old, but it's getting some traffic problems already, and today we will fix those. No history lessons today. Stay tuned. So on today's episode, I am working on some of my industry's traffic problems. As you can see here, this industry section I have over here doesn't actually have a lot of connections to the highway. So that's one thing I'm kind of working on here. I already have this little ramp that goes to the other side of the highway, and I'm just making sure that the industry is connected up both ways. It's an exit only that I'm building here. There are a few entrances that come into, as you can see right to the left there, there is an entrance that comes from the other side of the highway. I like to do little traffic management with traffic manager. As you can see, my traffic's not that bad. It's 72. I think when I started playing it was like 69 or 68%. So I'm kind of just going around to like the busy problem intersections, like over here in this newer neighborhood. It's always been a little bit of a traffic nightmare around here because I've got the trams running through this area. I used to have a lot of bus lines in the area, but and as you can see there, yeah, I'm just doing that Shift S on the all those little intersections down this road just to make sure that my traffic utilizes all the lanes. And then these little odd angled intersections, I think I just left them. People can figure out, Sims can figure out their own way through the city, I think, at those intersections. Yeah, there was one thing here. I think I come back to this later, but this little tram hub, I have these timed lights that go through this area to try and ease the traffic flow. Yeah, I must have just left it for later. So, and then something I'm going to work on here is I'm going to build a pedestrian overpass just so I can have more ways for people to move about my city. And as you might have seen in my first video on Pembrowler, there is a big emphasis on walking for my Sims. I mean, judging by how many Sims actually you can see walking around, I would hope and I would think that it has an effect on traffic. So it looks a little rough around the edges to start. I always kind of just plop them down what I want to do, and then I use Move It, and I bend the roads, make them look a little nicer, and try to make it look a little pleasing to the eyes. My main reason for putting this overpass here was to the right of the highway there is a big residential neighborhood, and to the left is the big industrial neighborhood area. And so yeah, giving the Sims a way to walk across the highway there hopefully will reduce some of the traffic going into the industry area there. I got these like satellite dish looking things in my industry there. I forget who made those. There's this one guy that makes a lot of assets that I actually have a lot of them that are really nice, but oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue too. Can't think of it. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm trying to make it kind of flow with the existing vehicle overpass that's already there, just to make everything look a little nice. And as I mentioned in my first video, I do detail my cities to some extent, but I'm not like a super highly detailed. I'm not like a strict toaster type of city builder. I mean, maybe someday I might make a city that detailed, like Nidal. That's a beautiful city, and props to him for all the hard work he puts into making those videos and that city. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, since there's pedestrians here, I put the little no post there next to the highway instead of putting the straight up sound barrier, because the sound barrier is kind of ugly and big. I don't really like it that much. I use it next to my residential neighborhoods because it does help. I mean, I guess it makes them happier that there's a big wall there, but on the industry side, there's not really much need for a giant wall. So for the pedestrian safety, not like traffic accidents really happen in this game too much, but I put those no posts there, a couple of benches. As you can see, there's already a bunch of Sims already using this overpass, so it is being utilized. Yeah, so I move a little things, add some realism to my game here and there. Because I mean, Vanilla City Skylines is a good game, and it's definitely highly customizable the way you build your city, but yeah, I just like to give it that little extra touch of, you know, something you might see in a real city. And you got to make sure there's those garbage cans and recycling bins. Make sure, well, I don't know if they actually get used or not, but I put them there. They'd be there in real life, so I put them there in my my cities. Yeah, I spent a little bit of extra time on this for a pedestrian overpass, kind of like that my big pedestrian overpass on near downtown. That was another one of those ones that, you know, I spent a bit of extra time placing and making sure it looked good, and making sure that, you know, if those benches get used, that maybe Sims might actually sit at them. Made sure there's lighting there, so at nighttime it looks nice and lit on either end of the overpass anyways. And just doing a little bit of tweaking here, make the shape look a little bit nicer. And as you can see, there's already tons of people using it. Yeah, I already got a little bit of an improvement there. Oh, look at that, I'm almost 74%. So yeah, I just jumped over here to my newer suburb city, my feeder city, just making sure that traffic flows through here on and off the highways as smoothly as possible. I mean, I got those toll booths, so they're just gonna slow things down a bit. I don't remember if I have the automation turned on there. But yeah, like this intersection here, it has a lot of traffic backed up at it usually. So I think something I was just trying to figure out here is like the best way to have the timed traffic lights manage the traffic better than the in-game traffic lights do. I make them nice and long for the busier sections of road, then that way all the traffic coming into the city from the highway and the toll booths, it will offload as many cars as it can, and in that same amount of time, not as much traffic piles up, sort of going the other way. I'm just connecting all the lanes there. I'm probably going to go back and change those eventually. They kind of look messy whenever I do them. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I really need to do it to this extent or not, but I do, and sometimes it makes traffic a lot better, and sometimes it makes traffic worse. And then here, just doing the Shift S again, make sure everyone's using all the lanes, because it's just silly the way the default AI works for vehicles. They all just pile into one lane and then kind of do weird lane changes and holding up traffic wherever they feel like. And then all those little crosswalks there and intersections, they're just turning off the crosswalks and turning off the intersection, so cars speed up a little bit quicker through there. I think I just let that run there just to see how it goes. I'm looking at here to see how well that's utilized. I didn't notice until later that that road wasn't connected. And this was just a nightmare. I don't know what happened here. I think it was my lane connector trigger finger. Yeah, that's definitely the problem that caused the traffic nightmares there. And this little road, I think I planned for it to go through, but I just ended up deleting it because yeah, that was making a lot of traffic do really unnecessary things and turn around, like driving down the road, turning into there just to turn back down the same road they came off of. So deleting that made a big difference, and I think it helped traffic pick up a bit. This like Heights neighborhood there, I didn't really do much there because traffic up there seems to be doing pretty good with that one-way perimeter road. Okay, here, now this is a big project that I did in while I was playing through all this industry traffic. Industry just makes so much traffic that yeah, it just took a big look at it there to see, you know, trying to just think what I wanted to do. And as you can see here, I'm actually going to eliminate that highway connection straight onto the highway and make this main road come down and go right into the industry, and then have the roads come off of it with the highway access to the other highway. And then that way traffic will pick up a little bit better, and there's less stop signs, less traffic lights, and hopefully that industry traffic can get to the highway where it's going a little bit quicker. I still think, even after doing this video, I still think I'm going to do a little bit more tweaking of this area. But I mean, as you'll see as the video unfolds here. As you can see there, I just eliminated that straight-in connection, and I added a little off-ramp from the main highway to try and bring traffic down to the other highway, therefore eliminating the need for them to go through traffic lights. If they're just going from one highway to the next, they can just take that off-ramp and go right on to the other highway. And then this is the part here that I'm really unhappy with. I kept rebuilding it, and I'm probably going to rebuild it again because it's not pretty. This whole highway to my suburb city, I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but I might just set up a train line or reroute the highway entirely, just demolish it and build a new one. Yeah, just looking at my diverging diamond intersection there, seeing where all the traffic's going. I have gone back and tweaked that highway a few times, or that little intersection, just to make sure that all the lanes are connected properly, that people are using them. And it looks ugly now. It doesn't look as ugly when I'm done with it, but Move It is nice and helpful for that. And then so here, since I've got that 4-lane road where it ends, I've just got the 2 one-way roads. I thought about doing the 4-lane highway off of that, but something about it, I didn't like the way it looked. And yeah, again, just playing with my lane connectors here, as I always do. But at least I got 3 lanes going to 3 lanes there, which should be good. If you cut, I don't know about this. But yeah, trying to prevent traffic from, cutting across or anything like that. And this highway isn't really used that much. This highway coming into the industry here from the left, that's from my feeder city. I mean, it gets used obviously, but I haven't really taken a good look at where all of my people that live there actually work. I don't know if they're working in the industry section on the other end of the map, or if they're coming to work in the city. But yeah, as you can see, like I say, I'm trying to make it look nice. Bringing in multiple roads like that, it's always kind of a challenge to make them look and function properly. But it's looking all right. Honestly, it's better than it was. And then just, doing some aesthetics here. Take away those ugly, steep inclines and whatnot. And I really want to get that crosswalk mod, but I think it's electrics mod or something like that. You can turn on and off the crosswalks. But every time I try it, I've tried it with like less mods and less assets installed in my game, and then I put that one in, and for some reason my game never wants to load with that mod. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's incompatible with. The loading screen mod doesn't really tell me, which I do use. It doesn't really tell me what the problem is and why that mod doesn't work. But I guess for now, I just gotta live with crosswalks everywhere and in weird places, and just have to turn them off when I'm not using them, or when I don't want people to cross there, and hence my many pedestrian overpasses. Because yeah, I mean, I still want my people to walk to where they want to go. Traffic's getting a little better there. Look, it's up to 76%. Still a lot of traffic here, but it's probably going to take some time to sort of work itself out. I could just hit clear all traffic and let it do that on its own, but I've been trying not to do that lately. Just let it work itself out naturally. And here, this area is starting to get a little bit more busy since I've got this new industry here, and with all the more workers, I figured I'd upgrade that lane to 2 lanes, or that off-ramp to 2 lanes, and then that way people going left have their own lane, and people going right into the other industry section have their own lane. And then just doing that same shift S thing here on the highway. It just makes traffic look so much more realistic. But yeah, this was one of the first areas of my city that I actually built, because I never wanted my power and utilities all in the middle of the city. So very, very early on in this city, like probably less than 2,000 sims, I had this area being developed, and yeah, it's grown. Every time I come back to it, it seems to grow a little bit more. Oh yeah, right there, I just upgraded that road to a 2-lane one-way road, because for some reason it was traffic was coming off the highway onto that road because it was a 2-lane road, and it just looked really funny, because yeah, that's just weird. I seem to not have the flooding problem over here anymore. It used to flood a lot, probably because I added some water sources and like upstream. Just checking my fire protection here. I think I plopped down an extra fire hall. Yeah, because we don't want the industry burning down. And then I think some of these these small volunteer fire departments, like, I like the idea of them, but they just don't seem to cover enough area. And realistically, if there's I mean, volunteer fire departments can be as big as a city department, depending on where it is, and I would think one in this whole area would be okay, but apparently I need fire halls there, but that's okay. I built a couple of fire halls, plopped them down. Got plenty of room in my budget for fire departments. And traffic's a lot better there, so I'm going back here, check out some of the things I've done here. It's got a little bit of a red spot there, but the traffic's not backed up too much. This area, yeah. I went in here and upgraded all that to the newer roads. It's kind of got like the darker asphalt, which is, I kind of like that because it does make it, you know, seem like it is like a newer road than the old, or the later colored ones are, you know, faded asphalt. You know, did some shift S throughout there to hook up all the lanes, and immediately traffic is flowing a lot better through here because traffic comes through the city to that other little suburb near the highway instead of going to the highway and then taking the off-ramp there. I mean, it makes sense. Depends on where people are going, I guess, but we got a lot of attractions over here, like the driving range and Costco. I mean, I don't know how much the Costco really brings people, but it's there. And then here, just doing that same thing on this road, making sure that people get through. This area has a lot of cross traffic, cross flow, and it's always kind of been a struggle for me to get it right. But with these little upgrades, it seemed to make a big difference. And the traffic flow in my city seems to have sort of stabilized around 75%. If you guys like the video, smash that like button. If you want to see more City Skylines videos, I will be releasing videos every week here on Nick.tv, so smash that subscribe button. Hope you guys have a great day, and until next time, have a good one.